Did you know that it only takes one exercise session to lower blood sugar levels? Today I'm going to be talking about how one single muscle strengthening exercise session can help to lower blood sugar levels and help improve other areas of health in people with type 2 diabetes. And there's a link to my blog post about this topic down in the description. I'm Dr. Elise Brown, and I'm a scientist who studies how exercise can prevent and slow the progression of diabetes. Not only can a single muscle strengthening exercise session immediately improve the physical health in people with type 2 diabetes, but it can also boost the mental health in a range of different groups of people. It only takes one session of muscle strengthening exercise to help reduce anxiety, and it seems to be that this reduction in anxiety is related to the intensity of the workout. Whenever we're talking about intensity for muscle strengthening exercise, usually it's expressed as a percentage of one repetition maximum, or 1 RM, and this is essentially the maximum amount a person can lift with correct technique. The muscle strengthening exercise protocols that have resulted in reduced anxiety, they've ranged anywhere in intensity from very low intensity at 10% of 1 RM for 3 minutes, all the way up to 60% of 1 RM for 8 repetitions. Now, if you're working out at an intensity that's light enough for you to be able to do it continuously for 3 minutes, that's almost considered aerobic exercise. Not quite there yet, but fairly close. For people that are new to muscle strengthening exercise, it may be helpful for them to start off at a low to moderate intensity, since this can reduce feelings of anxiety and it may lead to more positive health behaviors. If you're finding this information useful, please give me the thumbs up and hit subscribe. One of the most important areas of health that people with diabetes need to consider is how exercise impacts blood sugar levels. Our research team conducted a review that looked at how one single muscle strengthening exercise session impacts metabolic health. Now that means how it impacts blood sugar levels as well as insulin, and cardiovascular health, meaning how it impacts blood pressure as well as triglycerides. We found that one exercise session can reduce blood sugar levels by up to 14.5% for up to 24 hours. Exercise is a very powerful way to clear out any extra sugar that's in the blood, because our muscles are going to use that sugar for energy. Our review also found that one single muscle strengthening exercise session can reduce insulin levels in the blood by up to 48% for up to 18 hours. Now, whenever we see insulin levels in the blood start to decrease, this gives us a hint that our muscles are becoming more sensitive to insulin and they're interacting with that insulin in a more beneficial way. It's important to know how long these benefits last, because that's going to give us an idea of how often we need to exercise. Please comment down below and let me know what your favorite type of exercise is. The last area of our review looked at cardiovascular disease risk, and we found that one muscle strengthening exercise session was more effective at lowering blood pressure than moderate intensity aerobic exercise. Now, it's likely that the higher intensity in the muscle strengthening workout probably caused the blood vessels to expand more or dilate more compared to the moderate intensity aerobic exercise, and this expansion, or this greater expansion of the blood vessels, would cause blood pressure to lower more. The other area of cardiovascular disease risk that we looked at was blood triglyceride levels, which is essentially fat in the blood. And we found that after one muscle strengthening exercise session that was done 45 minutes after a meal, blood triglycerides were lowered by up to 92%. Since exercise tends to use triglycerides that have been stored in the muscle tissue as well as other tissue, this lowering in blood triglyceride levels was likely the body's way of trying to replenish those emptied triglyceride stores in its tissues. It only takes one muscle strengthening exercise session to lower anxiety, blood sugar levels, insulin levels, blood pressure, and triglycerides for many hours after the exercise session. Since these benefits only last for a certain amount of time, it's important that we exercise on a regular basis in order to maintain these benefits and to further these improvements even more. Thank you for watching.